In this video, we shall get to look at some of the properties of logarithms. Thanks for tuning in. It's Kisembo Academy. Now, when we're looking at the properties of logarithms, we are looking at how we add logarithms and subtract them. The first property is how we add logarithms. This is log x to base 10, log y to base 10. When we add this to that, when we're adding two logarithms and they are having the same base, for this case it's base 10, base 10, what you do is that you will add the numbers. So in this case, you're going to multiply the numbers. When the base is the same, base 10, for example here, you shall multiply x by y. When it's addition, you multiply. So it's going to be log base 10. You maintain the logarithm and its base, and then you multiply the numbers. When you're subtracting logarithms that are having the same base, in this case it is base 10 and base 10 here. So you're going to maintain that logarithm to the base 10, and because it is subtraction, you divide x by y. And also the other property that needs to be committed to memory is that log base 10 of x to the power p is the same as that p coming right here. It's the same as p times that number itself. So about these properties of logarithms, please take note that these properties are only going to work when the coefficient of the logarithm is 1. So it means if you're given a number where the coefficient of these logarithms is not 1, it means you're supposed to first, for example, this logarithm, the coefficient of log of x base 10 here is p. So before you apply any of these, either this or that, it means you're supposed to first make sure that this coefficient is 1. So how do you remove this p? By putting it up here, using this property. When the logarithm of a said number and the base is the same, the answer is always equal to 1. For example here, when the number and the base are the same, the answer is always 1. For example, the logarithm of 10 base 10 is 1. The logarithm of 3 base 3 is equal to 1. The logarithm of 2 base 2 is 1. And if you look at all these logarithms, if you're to convert them to index form, it is 10 to the power 1 is equal to 10. 3 to the power 1 is equal to 3. 2 to the power 1 is equal to 2. So this is another property that should be at the back of your head when you're interpreting numbers of logarithms. In the examples we are going to do, in instances whereby the base of a logarithm is not given, we assume that the base is 10. In our first works example, they're telling us to find logarithm of 27 plus logarithm of 3. Now here the base is not given, so it means it is base 10. That is the assumption. So this is 10 and that is 10. So we'll go ahead and work. You'd realize that 27 can be prime factorized and converted into an index, into index form. So 27 by 3 is 9. Divide by 3, you get 3. So 27 is the same as 3 to the power 3. So it means this can become, or it becomes the log of log base 10 of 3 to the power 3 plus log base 10 of 3. Now, so using this property here, we shall say it's going to become 3 times the log of 3. This 3 comes right there, plus the logarithm of 3. And of course here it's like saying 3x plus x. So 3 log 3 plus log 3 is going to give us 4 log 3. In our next example, still the base is not given, so the base 10 will be assumed all through. So we'll go ahead and find log 25. Now, the logarithm of 25 is going to be, we factorize this 25 first. 25 by 5 is 5. So it means that this is the same as saying log of 5 squared plus, now this is 5 log 2. This 5 can be taken back up there, so it's becoming log of 2 base 5 minus log of 5. Now here we are having logarithms, they are of the same base. So because they are of the same base, we shall maintain the same log. It's going to be log of the same base, which is log 10, into, now you add this, it's going to be 5 this is 5 plus 2, it means we are going to say it is 5 to the power 2, multiply that by 2 to the power 5. Since this is minus, it means we shall divide by 5. And so definitely our answer here is going to be, our logarithm will be 5 squared. The 5 squared, this 5 will cancel with one of those 5s. You remain with 5 times 2 to the power 5. So as you realize in this number, when we started it off, we had to first make sure that the coefficients of these logarithms are 1. If you look at all these logs, this is 5 log 2, the coefficient of this is 5. So to first make sure that for us to apply any property of this logarithm, either addition or subtraction, we had to make sure that each coefficient of the log here was 1. So that's why we shifted that 5 to come up there. That is why we have it in the next step like that. And then after making sure that each coefficient of the logarithm was 1, then we went ahead and applied the properties of logarithms, that when you're adding properties, you multiply these numbers. 5 times 2 to the power 5, divide that by, because it's minus now, this minus 5, divide by 5, and we get our answer like that.